Hello, my name is Heidrun Famler from the Baltic Environmental Forum, and I would like to tell you the story of the ChemClimCircle project. ChemClimCircle stands for Integrating Criteria on Chemicals, Climate and Circularity in Procurement Processes. It was running from October 2022 till September 2024. At first we thought that we are a small club thinking about the ChemClimCircle approach in procurement. But actually it has been easy to find more interested persons in many organizations to join this club. The project seemed to be right on time and understandable for many. What were the aims? We wanted to investigate the current state and state of the art of sustainability criteria in purchasing processes around the Baltic Sea. We wanted to develop training material and guidance for procurement staff and suggestions for workflow and coordination in the organizations. We wanted to set outlines for organizational structures to implement sustainability criteria. We wanted to find information on potentials for development and support structures needed and available. And we wanted to map stakeholders for the municipalities whom to involve. Our so-called ChemClimCircle approach to procurement encompasses everything from needs and market analysis through setting of criteria to follow up during the contract period, evaluation and transfer of experience into the next procurement period. The prioritization of which contract areas to include sustainability criteria is using our ChemClimCircle matrix, which you can see here below and which on the internet version you can also zoom in. At first we did a scoping study and asked ourselves what is the state of the art in non-toxic, climate neutral and circular procurement in the Baltic Sea region. We defined a group of product groups of concern which municipalities often purchase and in which the three issues, climate, circularity and chemicals, are topical. As application of procurement criteria related to the integrated ChemClimCircle approach is still not common in the studied municipalities, we selected three examples of three product groups and not all of them. The work cloth, renovation services and products, and ICT equipment. The criteria for chemicals were set for these product groups and more often chemicals criteria than for climate and circularity. The relatively high use of chemicals criteria in the studied product groups are resulting primarily from the procurements of the cities of Helsinki and Stockholm. As you all know, they are front runners in chemicals risk management, and therefore we did find a lot of chemicals criteria, but this is not the situation everywhere. Our findings. The uptake of green public procurement and chemicals, climate and circularity criteria depends to a great extent on the national approach, whether the state has a strategic vision for green public procurement and which approach the state has taken for GPP implementation, a more top-down approach directed by the state or a more flexible approach directed by municipalities. We also found out that integrating sustainability criteria into the procurement of products and services is used more in municipalities where green public procurement application has a longer history. And that's definitely on the western side of the Baltic Sea, while the eastern side of the Baltic Sea, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania and Poland, do have a shorter tradition here. The main cause behind the low uptake of green public procurement and the ChemClimCircle approach here are related to a lack of strategic framework with clear objectives and targets and a shortage of organizational resources in person and time. We produced the guidance documents and training material for municipalities, for everybody involved in the procurement processes. The guidance is targeted at procurers. It includes the ChemClimCircle process and product groups, the documented format. The training materials include ChemClimCircle process and products. It's targeted to anybody involved in the municipality in procurement processes, and also the market, the companies from the market. It includes examples and exercises. It includes PowerPoint slides. We do have a supplementary report with a detailed background information, because some people might like to read more and some people might like to read just the main part. Here is the list of content of our practical guide, Integrating Criteria for Chemicals, Climate and Circularity in Public Procurement Processes. It's for public procurers, for end users and recipients, so the beneficiaries of the goods in the single departments in the public entities. It includes a kind of guidance through the procurement process, from needs assessment to the contract phase, explaining how chemical, circular economy and climate change are considered at each step. Additionally, the guide presents how chemical, circular economy and climate change can be taken into account in common procurements such as packaging, plastics, textiles, furniture, cleaning services and IT equipment. Concrete descriptions of conflicts, synergies and recommendations are given for 7 different product groups. The training material consists of 5 modules on 7 product groups with 10 examples and 2 self-assessment exercises. The modules are introducing the ChemClimCircle approach to procurement, the management, strategies and planning for the ChemClimCircle approach, operational setting and practical applications of the ChemClimCircle approach, the problems and recommendations in selected product groups, and self-assessments and exercises. The recommendations given are for electronic equipment and ICT. We have looked a lot on process structure and sustainability coordination, because we understand to efficiently implement sustainability aspects in the whole procurement and purchasing process, it needs in all parts to think about the process. It cannot be concluded in the last week before advertising a tender. Coordination of the work by a function in the organization gives clarity for everyone involved. So we need a process structure and a sustainability coordination, walking through the start of the procurement process or plan, criteria development, the tender, the evaluation of the tender and selection of the winner, planning of the concrete activities, and it needs a follow-up after the contract has been implemented. We have tried to put this process structure and sustainability coordination into a circle, defining, setting the goals for the organization and prioritize them, select the criteria which are set by the municipality or criteria from national or EU level. It needs a market dialogue to a certain level that these criteria will work in the specific idea. And we need to use a number of criteria limited to available resources. Then comes the tendering period and the evaluation of the offers. And it's very, very important to check for compliance of the sustainability criteria. And then a follow-up and transfer of the experiences. There needs to be a date for setting follow-up with the supplier on compliance and dialogue if criteria are to be fulfilled during the contract period. In the ChemClimCircle project, we looked at the Eastern Baltic Sea region and the countries Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland, and we defined a roadmap of management support for ChemClimCircle integration in the region. We had a lot of roundtables with municipalities and national authorities from these countries. About 30 municipalities participated from Eastern Baltic Sea. We were looking if the national legal order and legal system allows the ChemClimCircle approach, what could be done better, how is the work with the suppliers organized, if there is a monitoring done on the environmental criteria or the environmental impact, how to integrate the green aspects into public procurement, how institutions can support municipalities. We looked at where the strategic goals are set and if there is an environmental strategy at the municipalities, which goals and targets does the strategy have? And then we designed a roadmap of management support for ChemClimCircle integration in the Eastern Baltic Sea region. It consists of steps on governance, integration to strategy, management structure, and procurement process. Then a chapter on information, databases, seminars, tools, access to environmental knowledge. Then the national support, the policy framework, as well as the knowledge support, clear and concise information on ChemClimCircle implementation, consultations, capacity building, and it addresses the suppliers. Market consultation is very, very important, but not yet so much used in the Eastern Baltic Sea region countries. So we need a new innovative way to inform the market about the upcoming procurements involving ChemClimCircle. And then we were looking to the future. We developed ideas for a larger initiative after this small project. And at first we looked at different types of stakeholders that need to be involved in a transformation of the procurement process. It resulted in a comprehensive stakeholder map that consists of municipal administrations, regulative bodies, supportive institutions, executive bodies, end users, and suppliers. The map gives an overview on the GPP structures in the partner countries and shows interconnections between the stakeholder types. We also developed a communication plan when thinking about that it needs a larger initiative in future from the small ChemClimCircle 1 project. The communication roadmap serves as a strategic guide for engaging stakeholders in a larger initiative. It outlines a comprehensive approach to stakeholder communication, including arguments and communication strategies, and identifies key target groups and tailoring messages to their specific needs and interests. We defined 3 arguments why, to our mind, ChemClimCircle procurement is important, is a must. Climate. It addresses the non-energy emissions through circular economy and toxin reduction. Finances. It helps long-term savings outweigh initial costs of sustainable products. And health. Reduce exposure to harmful chemicals in indoor environments, at working place, at offices, at childcare places, at homes. Our communication strategy includes elements who to talk to, general communication systems and features, how to argue on the procurement issue, and how to deal with the counter-arguments. There is a potential for development. We have identified 3 major open challenges. The monitoring system. There's a lack of comprehensive green public procurement effectiveness evaluation. How green is green procurement? There is a lack of environmental impact assessment, knowledge and skills, and we need methods to assess chemicals, circularity and climate impacts of procurements. And implementation, making the ChemClimCircle approach operational, and that we need to define how we do that. It requires collaboration across stakeholder groups. And we are very glad to announce the new ChemClimCircle 2 project with 40 partners, amongst them many municipalities, regional and national authorities, will start on 1st of March 2025. And the outputs of the ChemClimCircle 1 project can be found at the website interreg-baltic.eu/projects/ChemClimCircle. We hope you find it interesting.